came fresh from the leg waxer, so. They were running a special. I couldn't resist, you know what I mean? And, you know, the hair was just perfect for, like, that. Like, it was, like, could go either way. So, you know, we took care of some business. So hopefully I don't have to do that for a few weeks. Anyway. Gonna go ahead and get started here. Quickly see what kind of messages are going to come out this AM on a Thursday. One of my reminders popped up, reschedule your mammogram, because when I was in the actual hospital, they did not take me to my mammogram appointment. Yeah, what kind of hospital is that? That's right, jokes are free on this channel because it's called real life. You know what I'm saying? Boop. So, I have that Strangers in the Night song in my head right now. You know, like Old Blue Eyes. Strangers in the night, la da 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 da. One of my grandfathers was a fan of Old Blue Eyes. You know, he was of that era. Okay. And I would say him and my grandmother both could like rattle off the names of the Rat Pack. You know what I mean? And my grandmother would say like, don't forget Joey Bishop. You know. So anyway, you know, sometimes I imagine them like sitting at like some little Vegas table somewhere, like watching some of these old cats, you know, and Sammy Davis Jr. or whatever. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat, right? You know, that old thing, right? When James Brown came around, he had a little different version of rat-a-tat-tat than Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr., who I did not know this, but he was involved in a interracial relationship with a Hollywood starlet. The only reason I know that is because I happen to be a huge fan of this Hollywood starlet, Kim Novak. I enjoy many of her movies. She was originally from the Chicagoland area. Novak, I believe she was Polish descent. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, that went out. Okay. So we're going to get into the Spooky Wookie deck today because we do have Halloween coming around the corner. I hope my costume is going to show up in time, you guys. If not, I guess I'll just have to figure out something in the closet, you know. There's probably an old hippie in there somewhere. Hello, Fizza. I cannot say your last name properly, I'm sure, but I'll just say hello. Right? In that Seinfeld, they're like, hello, Jerry. Hello. You know, like, you can't say hi to your uncle. Hello. Sometimes all it takes is a little wave, a little greetings and salutations. Get you through the day, right? 5 of Pentacles, yeah, the shaman. Sometimes making things that don't look like much magical and turning into, I would like to know, would I get pregnant third time as planning? Yeah, sometimes the first pregnancy doesn't work for folks for whatever reason. That doesn't mean you aren't capable, you aren't or unwilling to go the distance. And sometimes for folks, you know, planning a pregnancy can also lead to other things like adoption. Just saying. A friend of mine who had adopted, I believe had her one through natural, you know, means, technically, afterwards, you know what I mean? Being ready for motherhood can be a state of mind, even if it is the third and you're planning to enlarge your family. One of my cousins has 4 girls. You can imagine they were maybe hoping the fourth one would be a boy, but alas, it was a fourth girl. So, I hope your wallet's fat if you're playing in a third. That's what I gotta say. The Lovers, Succubus. This came out, not this Lovers card, but a different Lovers card in the sacral position last night. So this is really coming through very strongly. Like, there's somebody here I feel like that almost wants to be dominated by you, collective, in a way. Um, the succubus is kind of sometimes a dangerous energy, and literally sucking the life out. Vampiric, you know. So yes, can there be bliss involved? But there can also be a whole lot of headache involved, okay? Six of Pentacles, the Arachne. Okay, so yeah, if you were involved with somebody who was kind of like a succubus, you may end up needing to clear your space of that energy a little bit, especially if you got involved in some entanglements here with the Six of Pentacles. And when I say entanglements, I mean things that are not very evenly dispersed. Like, it appears as if it's going to be, but when only one person is controlling the web, you're at their mercy, right? Like, oh, get into a relationship with me, blah, 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 and now you're on my schedule, right? Like, I pick up my kid here, I expect you to be there, and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's just like as if you had nothing going on. It was kind of like when I was in the hospital and they're like, well, what else do you have to do but take our medicine? And I'm like, honestly, that's none of your business, but I do have other things going on outside of this hospital. Right? Y'all ain't paying me to be here, so let's get one thing straight. This is also a free reading, so your participation using the thumbs up like button or subscribing to the channel. Either of those two things helps. Of course, you can chat and leave a comment. Usually the stuff that comes up in the chat doesn't show up in the comments later, so if you are wanting to actually leave a comment, you might have to do that after the live is closed, okay? Someone is asking for angel guidance. We may get into some cards that will specifically get onto that. So we'll do that after I'm finished with this deck, okay? This is my Spirit Halloween deck, you guys, that I happened to get at the Spirit Halloween store last year, like the day after Halloween, so it was 50% off. I love a good deal, y'all know. That's why I went to my waxer today. 10 of Pentacles. This actually came up in the last time I used this deck, but this is coming up in your heart chakra. Like, this is like every, wound to your heart has made like this fist, okay? Did you ever see that movie Dances with Wolves? And somebody, one of the characters, her name was Stands with a Fist. And it's like, how did you get that name, Stands with a Fist? Well, yeah, they were bullying me and I stood up and she got knocked the F out, right? Is that how they say it on Friday? You got knocked the F out! Okay. And it's like, yeah, hey, I'm a person too, right? I'm standing tall on my own, okay? If I have to defend myself, I will, but like, one of the ways you can defend yourself, collective, is like through your wallet, because you're like, it's like that old, you go into some of these businesses, they think they're the only show in town, and it's like, actually, I don't have to spend my money here. I can not spend my money here. I can take it across town. I can take it to a different state. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to be bullied into doing anything that you don't want to do here. And it's just coming across really fiercely right now in this Ten of Pentacles and in the heart chakra. So, um, so for those of you in here, EA was asking about your love life. Um, I think part of your love life is going to happen when people respect you for like what you've already kind of done and created. Like, you know, people should be trying to respect you, period, right? In the first place, but that does, you know, um, I feel like there's just going to be maybe opportunities, okay, that you're out of. See how this is like a maze behind here, okay? It's like you're standing through this maze as well. It's like you're not in this maze, you know, like, okay, you know that movie where he's like out there in the maze, right? And then he can't find his way out. Like, this is, you guys are like walking across the top of the maze. Like, it's not even like a, you know, it's, you've built yourself up so much that this is not, um, a factor to you anymore. So if you are single, okay, but you're like in this Ten of Pentacles position, you're not going to be looking for the people that are like bumping their heads against this and this and this and this, because you're kind of, you like leapt over this, like leapfrog, okay, and now you're on a different game or whatever, different challenge in life. And part of it is standing up for yourself and, you know, saying, hey, my name means something, you know, kind of like Stands with a Fist does in that movie. Karthik retracted his message. Okay, maybe he'll come back with. Somebody said, my partner current feeling. We may get into some of the Lovers Oracle. Okay, so that could reveal some of those partner messages. Sorry guys, I feel like I have an eyelash right now, and I'm trying to kind of not get poked while I'm doing this reading. What else for this collective, please? The Two of Wands, Cyclops. Okay. So, yeah, somebody could have wanted you to feel like you didn't have options, but you actually do. Okay. And also, you're allowing the time for it to be forged to come forth, right? Like the Two of Wands is not necessarily about rushing to do anything. Like this hammering out takes time. They had to heat it up first, and they had to put it out here, and then they're gonna do the ting, 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 ting. Oh, now we got a funny man in the chat, don't we? Well, can't please everybody, can we? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, anyway, maybe Karthik will come back, but the person after him is not coming back, according to me, because I don't tolerate that kind of stuff on my channel. Okay. Now, let's keep moving on. The Ace of Wands. Oh, wouldn't they like to know? This is hilarious. So, there's definitely some passion here brewing. People see it on you. They want to be a part of it with you. Just kind of like the person that just got banned from the channel because they need to do that constructively somewhere else, okay? So this vision may be a little slimy in a way for some people. You could be like, ew, I was like, why are you coming at me like that? You know what I mean? Like, I thought we were professionals here or something. It could kind of come off as something like that, but that's why you're like commanding your presence and you're like, look, I'm somebody to be respected. I'm not here to exchange for your tawdriness or whatever so that you can like say you had a good time and like, I don't know, tell your friends about it. Like what? You're like, I'm still here in this fire and I'm willing to see until I see that there's more than one option. Okay. So here with the Cyclops, sometimes it takes, you know, somebody else to help you get the vision that you need, okay? And part of the Ace of Wands can also be like a very beautiful thing. This can be, you know, your creativity as well as your passion. Like, it doesn't just have to be romantic notions, although there's nothing wrong with having romantic notions, right? So that could be part of your angel guidance as well. You could say, hey, you know, whoever my angel guides are, can you help me with these romantic notions that maybe you feel like you should be having? And, you know, maybe then you'll receive a sign or some kind of, you know, signal from the universe saying, well, yeah, somebody like this or somebody like that. Or, you know, maybe then you'll have an encounter and you'll be like, well, that was actually pretty pleasant. These are the kind of conversations and people that I like being around. You know what I'm saying? Queen of Cups. She came out, this again, she came out the last time I used this deck. She came out in the last reading, okay? The Queen of Cups. So somebody here is very much wanting to be with this kind of, I don't know, this very caring, this understanding type person. Okay. Let's see. I am going to go ahead and get you guys some more as requested because it looked like some folks. I did want to start with the romance angels, so hopefully this provides you with some additional guidance that you've been seeking. All right. This is the box that the romance angels come in case, and like I just happened to get this one off of Amazon. I did do an unboxing video that is on my channel, you guys, so if you want to see all of the cards, you can go to that unboxing video. Especially if your card, excuse me, if your message is not being drawn today. But we will draw some romance angels to see what else is going on here. So yesterday there was a lot of masculine energy coming through. This is giving me both some masculine and feminine energies coming through. This is a bit of a mix. So if you are a masculine, you may want to check out, it even is like titled like strong masculine, like coming through. So if that's you, you may want to check that out. Studio. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. Yeah, that can happen, right? What was I just talking about? Like somebody that all of a sudden you're like their new partner, right? And then they're like, well, I have to do this, and it's just very much on their schedule. And maybe it's because they have kids, right? And it's like, well, you know what? I have things that I have to do too, and I don't have kids. So that doesn't mean my life is unimportant. Okay, if I can help you, sure, but that doesn't mean that I'm volunteering for everything, right? And especially like, where are their parents? Okay, or are you just trying to like dump? Do you know what I'm saying? Like some people do that. They like just dump their kids on other people. So, you know, working this family situation in together, okay? And again, this could be like, oh yeah, it sounds so great, but it's like, but what about the other 5 days of the week? You know what I mean? Like when maybe you do have stuff going on, or yeah, maybe you are in a pinch and you need somebody to help, you know, maybe you don't need them to pick up the kids, but maybe you can like see if they can pick up your groceries for you, like, because, you know, that's going to help feed the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if they're just there for the good time, not the long time, right? Then yeah, this is always going to be a factor, whether you're a pet parent or a human parent, right? And if you're a human parent, hopefully they're not a demon spawn child, right? Okay. Sometimes you just don't know what comes out. Okay, I'm just saying. We all have those relatives, right? You're like, they're from the same family? Okay. So that could be part of it too. They're like, I don't want anything to do with your holy terror. So, and be like, my sweet little angels, they would never. I don't know. This one looks a little sus. This one right here. Just saying. Maybe it's the long hair. He's like, you got me kind of dressed up foo-fooey like a girl, but not. He's like a little Napoleon waiting to happen. Okay. Abundance is all mine. Hello. That sounds like a wonderful state of mind to be in, right? And like everybody can have abundance, right? Abundance is not, I was talking about this the other day. It's not about taking out and replacing, I mean, you should be trying to constantly add to, not take this away from this person so then they can have this. And it's like, I don't know what you're trying to do there. And maybe that's just more of like a childish or childlike manner in which some people might be operating. So if that's the case as well, that might be why the succubus energy is coming out, because it's very much like, well, they got what they wanted and now, to hell with the rest of it. Oh, there's the Foo guy again. Again, I am not in the Foo Fighters, so for some reason I just keep getting confused. Maybe somebody can tell Dave Grohl about that, and he can like write me a fat check. That would be super helpful. Right? Abundance is all mine. Yeah, abundance is all mine. Is this your 10 of Pentacles that came out here in the heart chakra? I mean, this is, standing tall, and then there's those people that are coming, be coming after the collective, coming after those successful people saying, well, how did you do this? How did you do that? Well, I don't know. First off, I wasn't a succubus. And second of all, I wasn't trying to get people caught up in my web. Third of all, I wasn't acting childish like a little brat. You know what I'm saying? All right, calling in your soulmate. Who was asking about their love life here? Maybe this is, a good sign. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Okay, so look at what these cyclops are doing here together. It's like they only have one eye each, but together they can forge this sword. Okay, so this is kind of like the soulmate type activity, and where it says here calling in, that's a verbalization, right? And this is in the throat chakra position. So I feel like this is definitely talking to somebody about like, did you ever see the Saturday Night Live, the Stuart Smalley skit? And he sits there in the mirror and he's like, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me, right? And then they even have, I am honest and have integrity. See, that is a nice affirmation. It maybe you grew up in a household where people just, for whatever reason, and you just didn't seem to fit with what they were doing. So, and you said to yourself, hey, I'm honest and have integrity. Like, what am I doing here? But, just keep it short and simple and say, yes, I am honest. Yes, I have integrity. Yes, I believe. Yes, you believe in yourself. Yes, you believe that you have a soulmate. Somebody here asking about their love life. They believe that they even have one, right? Some people don't even believe that they have that option in life. Okay? But you're here asking and saying yes to the universe. So that is you saying to the universe, I'm ready. I'm making that phone call now, and I'm saying, hey, soulmate, where are we at here? Because I'm honest, I have integrity, I believe in it. Let's go, right? All right. So that's what is that song again? La da 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 da. Always with some other guy. Just another alibi. Bye, my love. Bye, my love. Yeah. So, and what's that Beatles song instead of say goodbye, I say hello. So maybe this is part of it. It's like instead of saying bye to all these past, say hello to, um, the soul that actually recognizes you. Okay. So have had some nice people in the chat the last couple days. It's too bad I had to delete a couple people in the chat today, but that happens sometimes. Healing family issues. So this is definitely some angel guidance here, okay, that's coming over you. Some spiritual, some ancestral guidance, okay? Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents, okay? Yeah. Did everybody grow up in the perfect Brady Bunch household? What? The Brady Bunch had problems? Oh my God. Well, did you see that how small that bathroom was? Can you imagine? Um, okay. Sure. Was your life, as desirable as it could have been growing up? But maybe we had moments of wonderful times, right? So loving those pieces of your life, okay, I think helps you understand how to forgive things that maybe could have been better, but you know what? Only this is knowing why, right? And it's just helping, it's trying to like bring you back in and say, look, okay, maybe if we had known, right, then there may have been a discussion, and maybe that healing could have happened like, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. But that's also part of why you're so strong now and have this 10 of Pentacles, and you've like, leapt in bounds, above and beyond, and, are succeeding. Okay. You're not looking back here saying, well, I'm not succeeding because this happened and this happened and this happened. It's like, no, it's more like in spite of it, you have succeeded, and not only succeeded, but thrived. Okay. You see how big these horns are? Like, you turn your head, somebody could lose an eye. Like, they need to watch out. And they're like, oh, they poked my eye. Well, why are you standing so close to these horns in the first place? Well, I just wanted to get a better look. Yeah, okay. You hear about the people all the time at these national parks getting injured and doing things they're not supposed to do. Okay. It's like, yeah, they call it the Darwin Awards, right? Okay. So, yeah, it's like, yeah, I have abundance here. Don't go getting so close to my abundance that you get burned. You know what I mean? Some of this is just common sense, right? Okay. So, that's why you're willing to put in the time here, making this excellence kind of happen, with this Two of Wands. All right. Let's get another one. That could be why you've done so well with healing these family issues, is because it's just that you've put the work in. And putting the work in doesn't mean rewriting the past. You already know what happened in the past. It's like, how do you take that and constructively move forward, right? For some of you, that could be wanting to have children in your life, okay? Let go of control issues. Ooh. I'm sorry, but if you're watching tarot, you probably have a control issue, right? Because we're like, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? It's like, I don't have control issues. I just want to know, right? But it's like they withhold the next episode of the season for a reason sometimes, okay? Like, it's okay to just take a breath. Allow this situation to unfold naturally, okay? So, again, if there are children involved, if you are like a different family unit than whoever you're coming in contact with, you may have some things like kind of like spiritually that you're working out. You know what I mean? Because in this person can be like, well, I don't know if I want to take on this family. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, it's like, well, I need somebody to run my kid here, here, and here. It's like, well, wait, is that why you, or there's all sorts of things that can fall into place when you just kind of are actually in the place that you need to be. Okay, and I think part of that is with the Five of Pentacles, okay, because this is where you started out, and then here you are in the heart chakra again with the 10. Okay, so it's like it doesn't matter who the lover is that wants to come in and suck you dry of whatever energy. It doesn't matter who the control freak is that wants to come in and say, well, you can do this on my schedule, and if you contribute to this financially, and if I'm able to do this and this and this and this, no. You're leaping over that right into your Ten of Pentacles, and then you're banging on to the next project. And that is why you're so freaking hot, and everybody is like kind of after you at the moment here with this little sneaky salamander, okay? But kind of underneath it all, like you're the Queen of Cups, but you could whip that tail. Just saying. Okay. Okay. So, again, just like this guy, when he turns his head, well, don't get your eye poked out, okay? Sometimes, and this one might go, like, let go of control issues. Okay, there could be, like, obstacles between you guys. Okay, this is kind of getting good today. I'm, like, really digging this reading. I'm really tapped in, I feel like, to whoever's experiencing this, okay? So there could be like another lover in between you guys right now. There could be some financial control issues, legal things, like somebody that got trapped in a marriage or something, and they say like, well, you have to do this and you have to do that. Like maybe that person was like controlling all of their money or something. Okay, so and you thinking that you have to somehow fight and fight and fight to get back control, but actually what's happening is that you already kind of have demonstrated that you're capable here with this Ten of Pentacles, okay? And so it's kind of like, okay, now it's time to take that breath, okay? And then some of these things that were issues are just going to start falling away. All right, these people are just going to like kind of crawl back to whatever rock or woodwork or place that they came from. This is kind of like their, karmic retribution, or however you want to say it, and then it's going to allow you and your soulmate to actually start to see each other in like real life, because there's not going to be this, well, I don't know because they said this, and well, I don't know because they said this, and you know. And 5 and 5, so that's like that 5 of Wands here. It's totally, yeah. And 5 of Wands came out in one of the other day's readings, and it was kind of like odd where it fits. So this is very much, I feel like what's going on with some of y'all right now. I want to also get, somebody was asking about how somebody was feeling. So I'm going to get into the Lover's Oracle here and see what kind of messages come up. So this may be some messages from the person that you're dealing with in this situation. Okay. This person's saying they kind of wish they were like you. Maybe there's some kind of quality you possess. Maybe you're kind of this Queen of Cups. Maybe you're this Ten of Pentacles that they admire, and they're like, and they see, well, you only started with a 5 of Pentacles. Well, how'd you do all of this? Like there's somebody who admires that and wants to be around like-minded individuals, and not because they, not just because they want to be a succubus. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not trying to manifest off the back of somebody else, or off of somebody's misfortune. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of, it just comes across in a different way. So, and the more that you say your prayers and affirmations, then you're going to more clearly get what you actually want. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you kind of misspeak and you say like, oh, well, I'm doing this because of that. And it's like, well, that's kind of that, again, that replacement theory. And we're not doing that. We're trying to add to the pie. We're trying to add to experience. Healing does not remove all of our experiences, but it definitely transforms them. Okay. So let's continue. Vincent Van Gogh is looking at me, you guys. He's like, I don't know if any of you are Van Gogh fans, but it's my, if you can, I'll show you. He's on the wall here. You can see him here, my old Vincent picture. Just my little, it's hard to see my little psychic sign, but you can see it inside. Anywho, so this is the office today. Have a great day. Hi, Tony. How are you doing? Thank you. So these are the Lovers Oracle. So for somebody that was asking, you know, what's kind of your person thinking on your mind? Why can't I move on from you? So yeah, even if there is a distance between you and somebody else right now, they feel like they can't move on from you at this time. They feel like there would be additional healing that needs to happen. Maybe it's around these family issues before they can move on. But part of that is going to be like, you know, if they're one of these people that's, you know, like some of us in tarot land that want to know what's going on, right? If we let go of control issues, you know, we can't pre-plan the future, right? We can prepare ourselves the best we can, but you don't want to isolate yourself from life, right? I can't handle your love. Especially if this person has children, or if there are children involved, I feel like some complications here around this love issue, okay? This could also be part of their family issues. The heat between us is intense. Oh, yes. Right at the foot of the salamander, this Ace of Wands, this calling in your soulmate. It's like, yeah, do you want the soulmate that you never touch, or do you want the soulmate that kisses you in the morning? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's be part of your affirmations. Not everybody wants that. You know what I mean? Some people are very happy living their separate lives. But here I feel like this is definitely a physically manifested connection. Okay. What else does this person want to say at the moment? I can't stop thinking about you. Did we just get rickrolled? Okay. So this person, for some reason, I feel like that you remind them of home in a way, like that you remind them of family, but like in a good way, and not like in a creepy, like we're related way, but like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, there may be some things that are going on in this person's life, perhaps with an old attachment that they're saying that they can't continue to do that. And maybe part of it is because they still feel like so that could be part of what's falling away, okay? Until, you know, maybe some of these family issues are resolved, or some of these issues around children are resolved, like that they don't know how they would handle something, okay? Yeah. It's like once those things are resolved, then maybe, you know, the moving on or moving forward, right, can happen for them. Okay, I'm saying that's their energy. That's not necessarily what you're doing, but some of it is because they've gotten themselves in these situations as well. Okay. I'm gonna do some light worker cards for you guys. Okay, and then I think that'll be about, because I'm already over 30 minutes for this reading. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Yeah. Boundaries was one of the cards that came out in another reading out of this deck, and this is very similar. So this is saying unbound, though. So it's like now that you've are releasing yourself or are in the process of releasing yourself, realize you don't have to make those same mistakes you did the last time, right? Um, so kind of like this Queen of Cups, like if you've had to snap on somebody in the past, like maybe you don't even have to now because like you maybe, based on your experience saw this coming and you're like, you know what, I'm not even going to give it my attention, right? Um, Things like that. And then that's going to release a lot of that feeling that you have like some responsibility over these situations. Because when you release that, it's like you're free from it. Okay. Like you don't have to relearn it for every other person that comes after you. Like they should be learning from your experience, right? If they want to. And we all know some of us need a lot of repetition before we figure out the good choices for us, right? I'm no exception to that, so, I think that's just part of the lifelong, journey of human experience. Awakening, energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. Yeah. So, when you choose better, you do better, right? Letting go of these control issues. Like, yes, you want to have control of your life, but do you want to control the destiny of somebody that hurt you and blah, blah, blah? And do you want to be, like, no, they already have somebody in the court to handle that. Okay. You can take a nap. Okay. Like there was one court date that, they told me I didn't have to be there, and I was like, okay. I didn't want to see the person. You know what I mean? I wanted to move on with my life, And then one of the times that I had to be in court, then they didn't even show up because they claimed they had COVID. It's like, yeah, right. So, again, it's like, do you want to be calling in a soulmate that you're going to have to see in court, or do you want to call in a soulmate that you're never going to have to see in a courtroom ever, right? So, it's kind of like when you're allowed to let go of some of these things that have maybe caused drama in the past, right? Then it's like, yeah, now you do get to focus on what you are more deserving of, okay? And what you've already stood up and said, yeah, I'm capable, I'm here, I am this 10 of Pentacles. Leaps and bounds, I am leaps and bounds. You think that web's cute over there? Well, I can tear that down with a single tear of my horn. Like... And it's like this too. Whoever thought they had you in a web, you're like slowly ascending here until there's just like, there's nothing going to be holding you from, that stardust energy, okay, that is like special to you, okay, and your ancestral vibe, right? So that's part of letting go of the control of the situation, protection, call back your power, cut the cord, soul retrieval. Yeah. So I was talking about getting your power back, but it's like you're getting it back without having to do much, right? Silence is a great motivator as well, right? Some of that silence could be helping heal these family issues. You know what I mean? You're like, what's the old saying? If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Doesn't mean you don't want to say something nice. Maybe you're just not ready to say something nice. What's that little Dixie Chick song? I'm not ready to make nice. I'm not ready to something. Right? Birthing a new age. One of my friends in college loved the Dixie Chicks. I'm surprised we never ended up at a Dixie Chicks concert. But we all knew that Goodbye Earl song. We would scream it as like in the car together when we were like have our trips to Walmart and back. Okay. You know, what you do in college, I guess. Anyway, birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Okay. So, yeah, as you do those affirmations, as you allow yourself to be molded kind of by the stardust, and you're like, well, what if I get out there? I'm all alone. But you're not. You're you're being held, you're being loved, you're being, you know what I mean, impacted by all this nice fairy stardust. Okay. And what's gonna happen is it's gonna be like, you know, she's got herself a universe. Okay. A little ray of light like Madonna, right? And it's gonna be like, it's like you're kind of that shine now, okay? And people are going to be able to interact with you, okay, that are ready to, okay? That could be part of why this, again, this heat between us is intense, is because somebody's starting to see that kind of like flash, okay? It could be like an energy signal that they're getting. Okay, everybody responds differently, you guys. So some of us feel it in a physical manner. Some of us can like see energies. Last night I was getting some, you know, and it was just like, okay, there's some like downloads happening. And I slept very solid too last night. So it was like my body, I think, was ready for it. And then, you know, like today I'm doing this reading here. A couple moon cards and then I'm out. Again, channel is Manifest Wisely. Please do like the video. Consider subscribing if you're enjoying this message today. If it's not your message today, don't sweat it. Have faith in your dreams. Yes. So your dream may look, you know, something way bigger and brighter than you ever could have imagined, but you don't know unless you start. And how do you start? You start with, you know, this like a calling in your soulmate. Like maybe that's part of your dream, is to have a soulmate. So you say affirmations and goals towards having a soulmate, right? Maybe part of that is already that you are very stable, that you were able to take your 5 of Pentacles and craft it into your 10 of Pentacles. Okay. I am so hungry, you guys, right now. I know. I always do this to myself. I guess I do have leftover pizza in the, I can warm some of that up in my air fryer. I love warming food up in the air fryer. It is so easy. I put like a little, you know, aluminum foil and put like my little pizza on there, and like, what, 3-4 minutes later, it's way better than the microwave. A win-win outcome is forecast. Libra. So, yeah, this 6 of Pentacles here that was not in balance because the Spider Woman, who has, you know, those 2 extra than 6, hello, right? It's like, oh, well, I'll balance this for me, and then I'll balance this for me. And then they look at you and like, so does my schedule work for you now? And you're like, so you just moved your schedule to pencil me into it, but you really didn't change your schedule at all for me. Is that what I'm hearing? Okay. So this is the kind of stuff where it's like, thanks for the effort, I guess. But maybe I'm gonna look for something that just feels like, I don't know, feels a little bit more balanced, okay? So, you know, I'm just saying, you can dress it up. And what did that frickin' Sarah, what her name was? You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig, okay? Because a succubus will sit there and kiss your butt all day long with the perfect lipstick on, okay? That doesn't mean you're going to feel like you're in a balanced situation at the end of the day, okay? So if you're still struggling with this somehow, yeah, maybe that's why you're like, I can't handle, maybe that's why they're saying I can't handle your love. Whoever was asking, like, what is their person kind of going through? Because if they're not to that point yet where they even feel like they deserve like a balanced, you know, what do they say over there on Fox News? Fair and balanced, right? Oh, you guys. Anyway, let's keep going. I like to have a little fun on the channel sometimes, you know. Gotta self the universe. Your dreams need a practical plan. Speaking of Madonna, when Madonna had the Super Bowl, she talked about how she went after what she wanted. She asked for, like, I think it was almost 2 times or 3 times the budget that they allowed her. But, you know, she did have a pretty spectacular show, you know, but you gotta maybe have a plan, you know. Yes, can it come and fall out of the sky, but when is that gonna happen? Speaking what you want into existence, coming around this fire and saying, I want my 10 of Pentacles. I want food through the winter. I want shelter through the spring, right? What are you manifesting, right? What is this dream here? You know. Again, that Dixie Chicks, ready to make nice or ready to make right. And she said, I'm still mad as hell. That's funny too. I was down at this concert in Florida. The concert was getting going, but I hadn't seen this cat. I met him at this concert down there the year prior or something. So it was kind of like, oh hey, you know, kind of talked to each other at the show a little bit, and I just told him, I was like, you know what, so and so stole something from me, and I was like, and I'm so mad as hell about it. I was like, I could throw my hat, but I didn't, and he just I just had to say that, and then like the music was already getting going, so it's like I don't want to talk about that anymore, you know. I just want to listen to the music. And he kind of looked at me like, oh boy, is she gonna get out of control here. Oh man, you know, it's just yeah, it's like, yeah, that happened. Yeah, I feel like doing this. Yeah, I'm still kind of mad as hell or whatever, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna act a fool all the time, okay? You know, sometimes we have to do things to prove a point, and sometimes we don't. Balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah, so this practical plan, there could be some spiritual things that go along with it, including if you believe in the power of prayer, okay? So, you know, that is part of having faith in your dreams, right? It's like, I mean, what is a prayer? A prayer is, you know, saying to God, to the universe, saying, hey, I have this little dream here. Can you help me out? Right? And now it's saying, okay, are you listening? Okay, because you can transform. This is Scorpio season, right? This is big time, you know, awakening stuff could be happening for a lot of people right now. Okay. So yeah, unbounding your these soul contracts and be like, well, yeah, remember when we went out? Well, yeah, I do, but that doesn't mean that we have to go out again, and because I don't want to try that again with so and so. You know what I mean? Like, and like nothing personal, but maybe it is personal, right? A new start is coming. Because it's, again, it's your life. You don't have to relearn all those lessons for everybody else once you learned it, right? And now that means you get a new beginning. And you get a new beginning every single day, technically, right? Since the dawn of time until we expire, okay? And maybe hopefully our spirit is able to, you know, help from beyond in a way, if we even want to. I don't know. You know, I mean, obviously that's probably up to you. Um, but this new start, I think it's gonna kind of just let you be yourself, like without all these expectations of, it's kind of like, the guys that are tall, right? And they're like, oh, well, you should play basketball. It's like, what if they don't even like basketball? You know what I mean? Like, the lady that waxed my legs today, like, she was actually very tall, and she told me she doesn't like watch sports, like, really at all. Like, but like, her physique is actually probably would be good for sports. You know what I'm saying? Like, the start that you want is within you, right? And that's part of, again, like, not only calling in your soulmate, but just how whatever you want to call in and say, these are the things I want to manifest. Okay, these are the things I want to manifest wisely about. A personal issue reaches resolution. Yeah. So again, these control issues, if this is around a family matter, I think you're going to be able to kind of close this out. Okay. One more. Boy, this reading has just gone on today, you guys. It's getting kind of long lately. Don't let pride get in your way. So, that goes both ways. It's okay to be proud of your work. It's also okay to ask for help sometimes, right? Sometimes we might need some help in our awakening journey. Need some help with moving on from the last relationship, need some help letting go of control issues. Well, maybe that's just because you just need to step aside and let karma take its course. Like, you've been working, okay? Take a vacation, right? Or just, it's okay to slow down, or just work quietly as you've been doing. And yes, you may see some things happen. But don't always rush in there thinking it's you that has to solve it and fix it, right? Because you already learned that you're starting to unravel from all these things that you've already learned. Okay. And it was just other people wanting to say, well, help me, help, and it's like, well, can't you help yourself yet? Like, okay. You know what I mean? So, yeah. And if you have trouble helping yourself, right? Because maybe you don't like to ask for help. Maybe it's, maybe it's just you're not asking the right kind of help. Okay. Yeah, maybe your cousin and her friends have like a really cool hip style, but like, do they actually know how to cut hair? Or do you need to go to a professional stylist? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it can be very simple. Okay. King of Kings. Wasn't there a movie called King of Kings? One of those biblical ones. I watched quite a few of those growing up. Anyway, that has been the reading today. So please do share this if you feel the need. But obviously that's not a requirement. But liking the video helps provide the content, and also subscribing to the channel helps provide the continued content. So if you're enjoying the content, if you do those things, then that helps provide the free content to you. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye-bye.